tonight when you could be here on a couch tonight? It's like honestly not a difficult choice, not for me at least. Yeah, so we've got a heater running right now. We have to keep the door open for any latecomers who may be looking for where we are and not know if we're open or not. And so we can kind of decide as a group. The noise is annoying, but the heat is nice. So maybe we'll shut it off when we get our first performers going up, and then you just let me know when we're cold and I'll turn it back on. And we can, that way we can kind of, kind of back and forth. So my name is River Devine. I'm your host here, and I'm just so happy to see everybody's faces. I think we've all met. We started doing the open mic here at Palenke Arts, I want to say in October of 2017, maybe? September? And for a while we were doing it weekly, and it was quite a time. And I feel like every open mic, each night is going to be really different. But here it feels like each night is so special and unique, and so I'm so glad to be a part of it. When we started in 2018, we decided we just wanted to do it monthly. Just keep it kind of special and contained. Once a month, we bring our people out. And each month we get some new faces, we get some returning faces, and a whole variety of different acts. I think of the open mics that I've been to at least, it feels like this is pretty low pressure, and something about that even brings out higher quality performances sometimes. Not that there's equality of performance. I think just getting up in front of people and sharing a little part of your art is quality. It's incredible. But because you're allowed to get up here and just kind of be yourself and make mistakes, something magic can sometimes happen, and that's really special. If you don't know much about Palenke Arts, we are a multicultural arts organization here in the heart of Seaside, and we offer classes, courses. We actually teach band and orchestra here at the Martin Luther King Elementary School of the Arts during the day, and then we have after school we have a bilingual youth chorus, we have a Latin jazz collective, we have hip hop dance, we have West African dance and drumming, and all sorts of other programs. And then we also hold a series of concerts of music from around the world, of local musicians, all sorts of things. And then of course our monthly open mic where we have, who knows, each time. So it's about 6:30 right now. Sometimes we have people wondering, you never know, when it gets dark early like this, some people like to cozy up and stay at home. So it is my favorite group. And here's who we have on the list tonight. I think we're going to be starting with a new friend, Giselle. Giselle is going to come in and bring us something exciting. After that, we're going to hear some dad jokes from my dad, Kevin Devine. I put you on the list. You weren't joking, right? We're going to hear from Ari Murillo. They have some stories, or a story, and they're going to be a couple songs for us. We have Micah, who I haven't seen really since we were in high school playing music together in the jazz band for the Monterey Jazz Festival high school program. So Micah's going to play a little something. We're going to hear from Azai. Azai is always cool and exciting. We're going to hear the poetry of Garland Thompson, Sophia DeBellis, and anyone else who chooses to sign up between now and then. And I have a song for you too. I could do it now at the beginning, or I could save it till later. Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to start the evening with our program coordinator, Juan Sanchez. He's an amazing musician. Many of you know him. And for those who don't, you're about to get to see into the spirit of a very special person. He's the founding member, I don't know, the founder essentially of Palenke Arts. This place wouldn't be here without his tireless work each and every week, each and every day. And so I want to hear what you got for us, Juan. Do you want to get up here?
Just for yeah. See if we can turn up. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? So nice to see you guys back here. It's always different when it comes to the table. We have kind of exciting news. Some of you know that we're fiscally sponsored under another organization, so we're not a full nonprofit, but we are actually planning to be a full nonprofit. So we are actively right now interviewing potential board members and trying to raise our profile. We're very lucky this last month we had 3 grants come through. One from the Nancy Grants Foundation, the Community Foundation, and 2 days ago from the Arts Council of Monterey County. So we have a lot of folks who are really betting on us, and I'm here to tell you that you being here is what makes it all possible. And being small doesn't mean that we're without value or without depth. A lot of the folks out there, they love their numbers, and we do have numbers. We're serving over 100 kids right now. Yeah. And I'm honored to say that Rivers is one of our instructors, digital storytelling at a high school, and also we've supported their play with a hip hop dance instructor. So we want to be in a lot of different places, but we also need a street team. Yes, that's what I want to say. So if you so feel inclined, make sure that you find Penny out there and you tell her, hey, how do I become part of the street team? So first thing is you sign up our mailing list, get on our social media and find us and stuff and say, this is what I think that this organization could be like, because we're all listening. We really want to transform this space in the arts by people like you who are here. So I talked enough, so I think we'll go away. And the song that I like to do for you, so I better be good, huh? This is called Ya no hay locos, there are no crazy people anymore. It's a poem by Leon Felipe, who's a poet from the 1927 generation in Spain. And he died in exile because of Franco's rise to power. The reason I'm going to sing this, it's a poem put to music by somebody else, the name just doesn't come to me, but it's because, I don't know if you've heard, but in Spain, for the first time in our elections, we have an ultra-right, a neo-Nazi group that has been elected to the parliament in Andalusia, in southern Spain. And I'm from Andalusia, and I'm really, really ashamed to say that we've come to that. People who are afraid of immigrants are everywhere in the world. It's not proprietary of the United States. And I'm from Spain. And my grandfather was killed by Franco's troops when my father was 3 months old in 1936. My father kept that in silence for how many years? I just found out 10 years ago. So 70 years, because he was so ashamed. Because as you know, when you live in hiding, if you're tainted by those who lost, right? And his father was one of them. So I want to invite you to keep dreaming, to keep being brave, to keep searching for partnerships, to
to not be afraid of taking a risk and taking a tumble and get a little scrapes along the way. Because those who you work for sometimes are not the ones that you meet, but the ones that come behind. And being that courage and bravery, it's not sometimes paid off in a hug or in a thank you right away, but definitely is needed for our world to get going. So, ya no hay locos, you know, crazy people. It talks about the men of La Mancha and all that stuff. So I hope you like it. Ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos amigos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos en el mundo, se murió aquel manchego, aquel estrafalario, fantasma del desierto. Se murió aquel manchego, aquel estrafalario, fantasma del desierto. Ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos amigos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos en el mundo, ya no hay locos. Cuando se pierde el juicio, yo pregunto, ¿cuándo se pierde cuándo? Si es ahora que la justicia vale menos que el oír de los perros. Ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos amigos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos amigos, ya no hay locos. Cuando se pierde el juicio, yo pregunto, ¿cuándo se pierde cuándo? Si no es ahora que la justicia vale menos que el orín de los perros. Ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos, ya no hay locos amigos. Ya no hay locos.
Wow, give it up, please, for Juan. Powerful man, powerful voice, powerful artist with amazing set of values and commitments to the community, and I appreciate you so much, Juan. All right, are we ready to bring up our new friend, Giselle? Yes. All right, wonderful. So come on up. And what, if you need any particular kind of setup?
I'm just gonna wait a second.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good. Well, if you need me to stall, welcome to our newcomers. So good to have you here. And I think you're ready.
Nice to be here. Yeah, I'm Giselle, my first time here from Santa Cruz, actually. And my good friend invited me here, so I'm good to do this. I produce my own music like this, and I like to dance and all that. I'm looking at you, wondering what to do. You're stuck in my head, thinking of what's been said. I'm throwing over, cutting all corners. I'm stuck on your name. Nothing is quite the same, baby. calls, text messaging me, erasing my flame. Nothing is quite the same. I'm flowing over, cutting all corners. I'm dripping in ecstasy. Watching you here with me, I can't tell you the way I feel, because if I did, I would real. I can't tell you the place I go. I wanna be with you every night. I know that's so. I really know that's so. A calculated risk. I hope you never missed. I'm dripping in ecstasy, watching you here with me. Don't wanna break no flow, keeping it going slow. Emotions exploding in me. Contracted memories, contractions, 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 contractions. Oh, but baby, don't delay. Come to me this very day. Oh, baby, baby, I want you. I want you to make it through. Oh, baby, baby, don't delay. Come to me in every way. Oh, baby, baby, I want you. Oh, I want you. Oh, I want you. Oh, baby, I want you. I oh, baby.
Wow, thank you so much, Jessica. Wow, it's always the unexpected here. You really can never assume at any open mic, but seriously, wow, that was so cool. I've never seen anything like that. I'm so excited for our next performer. Kevin, are you ready? I'm picturing my dad in he tells jokes. He's known by like the people at 7-Eleven where he goes to get his coffee in the morning. I went there with him one time and we didn't tell him a joke and they were like, what, no joke today? So he's a jokester. I can't wait to have him share with us. Are you gonna stand? You wanna sit?
No.
Okay, let me raise this up.
No. Well, I'm not good at this, so I'm not a comedian, I just tell jokes. So, here goes. I can't think when I'm on stage. Did you hear about the depressed archaeologist? Her career was in ruins. There are a lot like that. Before Instagram, I used to waste a lot of time sitting around thinking about what other people's food looked like. How do you make holy water? Boil the hell out of it. You know your diet is unhealthy when you use a grocery cart at 7-Eleven. Did you hear about the excellent farmer?
No.
His career, he was outstanding in his field. Thanks, Mark. What's the difference between karate and judo?
What?
Karate is a martial art, and judo is what they make bagels from. It wasn't offensive, was it? Oh, okay. Did you You hear about the blind man that couldn't join the army? His seeing eye dog had flat feet.
Oh.
How can you tell when the Campbell family's finished their meal? Everyone's eating. What did Campbell get when he came home late for dinner? From his wife. And the cold shoulder. Of course you know why Campbells don't eat clowns. They taste funny. What did the guests do at a Campbell wedding? They toasted bride and groom. Okay, I'll put it down.
Good joke next time. Everybody, is this good?
Pretty good, right? And when, the one joke, it's Hanukkah. I don't know if you can say Jew, though.
So it's what?
What?
No, it's okay.
Is the seventh night of Hanukkah?
It is the eighth
Eighth
night.
night.
Tonight's the final night of Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone!
Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Thank you, Dad. That was great. Was that your first open mic? I think it was. So great job. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I can't wait to welcome our next performer. This is an old friend of mine. They have been, I don't know, through thick and thin. An amazing songwriter and singer and ukulele player, and also just general amazing person and writer. So before I make you uncomfortable with all my praise, please come on up, Ari Marino.
Yeah, and so I'll get you one for your uke. Oh, thank you. Are you just on this right? Yeah. Hello, y'all. I've performed music before in front of people, but I've never read one of my stories. So I'm gonna read you the story very nervously, and then just play a song to shake off the verses. And I think they kind of go together with the themes. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'm really excited to be here. This story is called The Sticky People. The Sticky People. They live in tents and in truck beds within the woods outside of town. A life they chose on self-proclaimed whims, but we act like we banished them ourselves. When they come through for groceries or textiles, crowns of marigolds cushion their heads, so we know not to touch them. Other than that, their appearance is indistinguishable from us. That and the coffee-colored smudge on the corner of their mouths, meaningful yet of vague shape. Small enough one could think it was a lapse in peripherals, but once spotted, a shift in personhood is hard to mask. Never much chatter when they're present, but what shows in their faces is so beyond an expression of something human, it wrenches my guts. To be honest, I don't understand all the fuss towards sticky people. Parents shying their kids away in pharmacy aisles, the curdled whispers upon their arrival, that strange combination of fear and superiority that clings to the town whenever they're close by. It seems so exaggerated. Yet, like a lemming, I follow the steps of my neighbors. I remember when I first saw one. Dad was pushing me on the swings at Foothills Park, and I was 6. Higher, Dad, high enough to high-five God. Dad was laughing. The wind was tunneling through my ears, my hair lapping at my face. Dad, why'd you stop? My feet scraping the sand. We have to go, sweetie, grab your sweater. But why? Whiny emphasis on the why, tantrum tears beginning to well up. But I stopped when I saw her. She was sitting in a patch of grass wearing a bright orange dress and watching a ladybug inch up her arm. Something about her made me nervous, but the kind that settled elegantly in my stomach. She caught me staring. Sweetheart, now, he said. There was a smile, secretive but utterly genuine, the mark near her mouth almost glowing. Dad was tugging at my arm. I waved and she laughed and waved back, returned to her bug observing. And Dad pulled me away. and we went home for supper, where my parents sat in silence, ate in silence, and never smiled like that at each other, never held hands. Who was that lady? Do you know her? Mom shot Dad a careful look. Mom and I used to know her. I stabbed at my mashed potatoes. Can you unknow someone? There was only the clinking of silverware and loud gulps of milk. Well, I hope I see her again. Dad slammed a fist on the table. No, you're not to speak to people like that. She was a sticky person. What's a sticky person? They're not like us. You can't go near them. That term never changed. Sticky person. It sounded so childish coming out of my dad's mouth. But I sensed the warning. I've never forgotten that smile. In present day, I sat at the worn-out booth in the diner. My coffee looked warm at this point, bludgeoned by atmosphere and my listful observances of the co-diner folk life. Mid-sip, I felt the gust of the entrance door and felt the crest of an outcast signal to me with urgency. She ordered as the man behind the bar stood stiff, almost arrogantly. A beautiful thing was their indifference to the icebergs of the town with whom they'd always collide. It was as though a barrier protected their egos, or lack thereof. I couldn't say her exact drink, but there were 2 cherries dancing at the bottom of the glass. That was the day I saw something, felt something that made me realize I'd never truly felt before. I gazed at my neglected brown liquid and saw slight ripples as she got closer. You lose something? My response must have been as scattered as ever because her laugh rang forgiveness. Well, whatever's at the bottom of that cup must be really important, she said. I smiled, beckoned her to take a seat. She feigned the honored guest, stirred her drink. I didn't feel brave, more ashamed that it took me this long to realize the cheap disguise I'd been in for so many years. The one I was almost forcibly adorned in that day at the park. We spoke. We sat still. I squirmed in my seat, laughter, wrathful looks, silence. A hand, hers. In the movements and in the spaces, I felt a door opening, a gleaming copper knob, and not a command, but an answer. Come with me. Yeah.
stuff. And both Bedrooms and myself will be playing at Old Capitol Books next Friday. So if you're interested in checking out more of their music or my music, or supporting a cause, it's actually a benefit show where we're looking for just like a $10 cash donation, gets you in to see, I think, like 5 different acts. And the money will go with a group who's leaving from Monterey County to go to Tijuana to purchase supplies for the migrant refugee camps. So if you're interested in supporting that cause, and especially if you're interested in doing that and checking out some cool music and poetry and going to the Radical bookstore in Monterey, please come check that out. That's going to be this coming Friday, the 14th at 7 o'clock at Old Capitol Books on Tyler Street in Monterey. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Great, so are you ready, Micah?
I guess I am.
All right, Micah's going to be ready. Like I said, we met back in high school, so it has to be like 10 years ago.
10 years,
Yeah. Playing music, jazz. So I can't wait to hear what you have for us. Are you pulling up at the piano?
yeah. I'll speak a little bit on the
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do. Micah, everybody.
All right, good evening. So I'm Micah Capaking. I'm also the music director here at Seaside, and I wanted to get more involved with Palenke arts, and doing events like these sounds really fun. So I came here, and then River came up to me and said, well, can you do something tonight? So, and so I have this song that I'm working on. I haven't found the ending, so this is a world premiere. And when I write songs, I usually wait for my wife to walk in the room and I look at her emotions, and then I just start playing. And this one was kind of more of a stoic, powerful kind of tone. And if you're into music terms, it's modal music, and kind of a heroic setting. Even though she is small, she is very mighty and powerful. So this is for you. My wife is back there. Okay.
That was beautiful. Let's give it up one more time for Micah, please. I love that you're an educator, arts educator here in the community. So important. So much of what we need. So much of what our, just our students. Our students benefit so much from the arts, and the world benefits from art. And what would we do if we didn't have students of the art? 20, 30 years, we have no art. Okay, I don't know, that was like really tangential. I have a few more people on our list. We had another sign up, Melinda. I can't wait to see what you have. And up next we're gonna have Azai. Are you ready? So we'll have Azai, Garland, Sophia, and Melinda, and then I'll close us out. Unless anybody changes their mind and wants to add their name to the list, which you're welcome to do. All right, without any further ado, please welcome Azai.
Well, you keep playing.
Technology makes
and plays all sorts of different kinds of music. So really great to hear you do that. Are you ready for our next performer? We're going to bring up Garland Thompson. So if you don't know Garland, he's a fellow open mic host. He's my mentor of open mic hosting. He does the Rubber Chicken Poetry Slam and open mic at East Village every Wednesday, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So we'll see what he's got for us today. Yeah. Welcome, Garland.
I actually want to sit this time. I usually don't sit, I usually just stand. But this time, I feel like sitting today. I don't know if that's because I'm getting old or what, but how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's been really wonderful tonight. You know, you started your song afterwards. Wow. Wow. What a voice. Just everybody's been wonderful. And one, I feel your pain. I definitely feel your pain about what's happening in Salamanca, I believe it is, right? And in Spain. So definitely do more of these things, you know, because every time you do something like this, or you read a poem, or you write a story, or you do a song or something, you actually inoculate yourself against that insanity. You give yourself a little more. It's like taking aspirin every day. You know, my aunt is 91 years old, and she, for like the last 8 years or whatever, is taking aspirin every day. 81 milligram thing. That's kind of like what it is. So do that, because that's how humanity survives. I used to live in Austin, Texas, in the early 90s. I found myself there for a couple of years. And Austin is a beautiful place. Anybody ever been there here? Anybody been there? Yeah, been there? All right, so you know. All right, well, there was a restaurant there that I used to go. I used to work at the theater, Zach Scott Theater, and every day I would go to lunch at a place called Chewy's. This is a chain. It's a Tex-Mex chain. Okay? But it's a weird place because the decor, and I haven't been there in a million years, but the decor was all like these three-dimensional fish and Elvis. It was like LSD-inspired fish and what have you, and Elvis literally in all sorts of different configurations. So one day I'm just sitting there, I'm waiting for my table, and this started to come out. So this happened while I was eating my lunch. So this is called Waiting for My Table and Elvis. Elvis hangs above a door with a sign that says, "Not an exit." I guess that means he hasn't left the building. And the NCAA pounds on, people passing under the TV, the instant replay showing life as it was 60 seconds ago. The kid thinks like he drives down the court. March Madness is on, and a whole country watches, holding its breath. Much the same way we watch the relentless drive towards Baghdad, ancient city of 40 thieves, and what should be affectionately referred to as the 60-minute war. Since, in comparison to Bloodletting's past, that is about how long it lasted. We are media-driven. We are machine-like in our consistency. We are concentrated into small areas, seeking opportunity and a golden goose. Sex is a means of escape instead of liberation, and we're all running from the man. We're all running from the man. And when I wonder who the man is, my mind wanders back to Elvis, who looks down at the bar, who hangs in velvet magnificence on a wall that is his altar, and I see what I've heard 1,000 times before. We have met the enemy, and he is us. Only there is no enemy, just us. We who sit in restaurants, laugh loud and drink, drive down freeways and fly in the air. We who make us up are the only ones there are. All coming from the same place, a mother's womb and the heart of a star. And Elvis, like God, lives on in crowded bars around the world.
and probably other planets. A symbol, something we can latch onto, hang our hats on. A strange fluid constant in a world constantly changing. A mutating metamorphosis progresso, moving in allegro time. We take 5-4, make R&B for you and me as we shoot the moon and hit the streets. Our feet tapping a beat that's sweet, neat, and not at all petite. It's a big round sound like a sonic boom! Exploding in my head while the jailhouse rocks and somebody else checks into Heartbreak Hotel. And then you know it's gonna come to you when you're sitting waiting for your table and you got LSD facial apples. And I'll just finish with this one other poem here. I'll kiss the rocks too. Sun, sand, seaweed, ocean surf licking the rocks that poke into the sea's side, saying, I am here. Rock the sea can't ignore. Rock that lasts at least 1,000 years, maybe 2 or 3 millennia more. Longer than I will ever know. They never have to get a job, because being rock is their eternal job. They don't have bank accounts or own land. They are the land, and as such, these rocks have more longevity than I will ever know. When my bones are dust, sun, sand, seaweed, and surf will continue to kiss the rocks long after my dust is gone. Maybe, if I'm lucky, my bones will melt into the sea, and I'll get to kiss the rocks too. Thank you.
It's such a treat to have a poet of your caliber join us. So good to have you. Let's give it up one time for Brian. Have your book coming out soon?
Yes, in 2019.
Next year.
It's only a couple weeks.
Garland Thompson Jr. All right, so we're going to welcome another Palenke open mic regular at this point, right? Sophia DeBellis. You ready? All right, let's welcome her.
Can I any chance borrow somebody's guitar? If not, that's okay too.
Here you go.
Oh, good. As I stop. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Russell.
Guitar too?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. This off too. Okay. I just made this up yesterday, so it's super rusty.
Right.
It'll be good. Oops, it is me. Heavenly bodies, celestial bodies, floating, floating face in the sky. I am a part of them. Floating foreground. You I saw men Heavenly bodies falling off the sky. I am
Oh, you wrote that? Yeah. Oh, it's so wonderful to have something brand new and original here. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. It's getting to be about 7:25. Typically we go till 8, but we might end earlier than that, which is kind of good. It's so dark outside and cold. But if there's anybody who'd like to, add something, even if you've already performed, just let me know. I'm really excited to see what Melinda has for us. I've seen Melinda perform many times just on stage in the local theater communities, but I've never seen you play guitar, so I can't wait to see what you have. Let's please welcome Melinda.
Hello. This is actually my first time playing guitar in front of people that aren't my family, so I'm really nervous, but I keep telling myself it's badass.
All right, you're gonna do great.
I performed, like she said, in theater in front of people doing crazy stuff, naked even. But I'm really nervous for this, so this is an original song that I wrote for my love. So forgive my mistakes.
Oh, now please take my hand. Let's walk this land, sweet love. Oh, what a joyful ride. You're right by my side, sweet love. Oh, it's taking us so long, but no one can tell us it was wrong. While we seem to take our time, in the end I'm yours and you are mine. La 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 la, la 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 la, sweet love. La 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 la, la 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 la, sweet love. Never dreamed of love so true. I would always see myself in you, in the wings of forever. As Alvin says, let's stay together. La 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 la, la 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 la, sweet love. La 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 la, ooh, oh, oh, sweet love, my sweet love, my sweet love, my sweet love.
DeRuin? Oh, yes, Melinda DeRuin! I also know what you mean because I've been on stage since I was a little kid, but when I first played my original music, it was like the scariest thing. Oh, so great! Wow, thank you all so much. Is there anybody else who wants to do anything else? I got one song for you, and then I think we should call it a night. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Like I said, try to check out that show on Friday night that Ari and I will both be playing at, along with poet Angel Gonzalez and Chelsea Riddle and the rapper La Sofa Queen. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we got her to do the show. I'm so excited. So should be a good show. So this is a cover song. I'm gonna play a cover song tonight, and it's by a bluegrass artist, Tim O'Brien. I wouldn't know about this song if not for my sweet mom who's here. But every year around Christmas, when I was growing up, well, I would always know that Christmas was coming when I would walk home from school one day into the door and the house would smell like butter toffee because my mom makes this amazing Christmas English toffee. Toasted almonds and butter and sugar, and that's like everything that's in it, plus chocolate on the outside. And it's so good. And so I would always know that, you know. And I love Christmas music, Christmas songs, but I never found that my mom would have loved to like put on too much Christmas music. There was a couple CDs maybe, or movies, but I don't really recall her playing this song for me until I was a little bit older, maybe 11 or 12. And she really made me like sit down and like read the lyrics from the like CD cover book, you know. And she's like, listen to this song, listen to this song, listen to the lyrics. And it's a bluegrass song, and it's not on a Christmas CD, and I never hear it on the radio at Christmas time. And I even looked on Spotify. Tim O'Brien has like 17, 18 albums on Spotify, but the album that this song is on is not on there. And so I found it on YouTube, and it has like 470 views, which is not very many for a really well-known bluegrass artist. So I just feel like this song is underappreciated, and it's not a Christmas song, but it's about the Christmas story. And I think it's more relevant now than ever, so please enjoy. It's called Don't Be Surprised. How's it go? Yeah, that's gonna bug me. He had a hungry look. They were out on the road, just waiting to be took. I wasn't much better, all I owned in a sack, but I had enough street smarts to watch my back. They asked me if I knew a place they could go to keep from the wind, away from the rain and the driving snow. He said, I'm good with my hands, I can work my way, but I don't know a soul here, there's not much I can pay. I just shook my head, 'cause all I could say was don't be surprised if they turn you away. I said your child will be born to us.
these days, so don't be surprised if they turn him away. Well, I guess someday maybe Rome will fall and peace can live inside Jerusalem walls, and humankind will win at lots of things we tried. Grow food in the desert, maybe even learn how to fly. In 2,000 years they'll look back on the day, they'll study about us, they'll probably wonder how in the world we could live this way. But the more things change, the more they stay the same, and men will never give up all their hurtful games. A few will stand tall, a few will walk straight, but most of us will fall to the fear and the hate. Well, I guess at the time it didn't seem so odd that I was dying with just been Mary, the Mother of God. I wouldn't change a word if I saw them today, and I wouldn't be so surprised if we turned away. He said, I'm good with my hands, I can work my way, but I don't know a soul here, there's not much I can pay. I shook my head, because all I could say was don't be surprised if they turn away. Typically, we do the last Sunday of the month. This month was a little different because obviously the last Sunday in December is just way too late in the year for anybody to get together. And the last Sunday in November was Thanksgiving weekend, so we kind of popped it in the middle of the month. But you'll see us again, I hope, the last Sunday in January of 2019. We have an event on the 21st here, but it's kind of a community, it's like for our families, the families of the kids who do all the different programming, from the bilingual chorus to the band and orchestra and the Latin jazz and the hip hop dance and everything. But if you would like to join us that evening, it's a potluck, and you're more than welcome, your family here. That's what Juan always says, our house is your house, you know. And so if you're interested, you know, check out our social media if you're not already friends with us. See what we're up to, and please spread the word. Please tag us. Invite people to see the programming that we're doing, because we really believe that it's important. But if we don't have a community that wants it, then we should do something else. And so if you have thoughts of programming you'd like to see or that you'd like to change, we really want to hear from you. I think that's about it. Love to you so much. And if you don't mind just helping us stack up the chairs, grab some snacks. There's a lot of food, so take some food on your way out. And thank you again. Love you all. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Solstice, Happy New Year.